Hey, we're live, or at least I am, I guess. Um, yeah, surprising to see me on a random live stream that I don't do anymore. But I had a topic that I felt was worth exploring. So, and I'm not doing anything tonight. I figured why not hang out with some of my buds here on the YouTubes. Um, this was unannounced and last minute, and my channel is dead, so I understand if no one shows up tonight, but if you're watching this the replay, I hope you get some valuable information from it. So basically, what I want to talk about is the lack thereof of resources online for like really determining what rarest books are for specific categories, whatever that may be. Because if you look at something like Key Collector or anything else, it'll just say, scarce, or it'll give you the print run. But it won't necessarily tell you like a list of the lowest print per category. Hey, what's up, Jimmy? Geeky Aficionado. Thanks for stopping by. TJ, always a pleasure. So specifically, obviously, due to the title of this, I'm talking about Adam Hughes covers. Adam Hughes is a very sought after cover artist for collectors. And, I've done some Googling and I found some information, but nothing really like concrete about what has the lowest hey, what's up, bub? So specifically to this comment, he says, I had 6 copies of the rarest and best Adam Hughes covers last month, down to 2 copies now. I'm curious what you consider the rarest and the best. And I'm not saying you're wrong or anything off the bat, but where is this information coming from? Out of actual curiosity, like where Sally Forth number 8. Yep, sure that is one that is well known to be scarce. And actually, let me update this. So I have some information from the CGC census as well that I'm gonna kind of reference for this. Let me see what you got going on here. Okay, cool. All right. He had more copies than the grade on the CG census. Yeah. So anyway, I feel like I've gotten off track trying to keep up with challenge people in the comments, but that's kind of the point. Let's just start a conversation about this. So the list I found of the rarest Adam Hughes covers, I know is like really not in any way accurate, because first of all, it's from what year is this from? I'm not even sure what year this is from. Not recent. And it's the top 10 rarest, and they list the rarest as Star Wars Rebel Heist number 2, 1 in 40 variant, being a roughly 500 print run. Which, compared to something like Sally Forth 8, it's not. I feel like Sally Forth 8 is probably rarer. I'm not sure what the print run is on the Supergirl 23. Yeah. What's up, JP? This channel does still exist. Yeah, Supergirl 23 9.8 sells for about $1,000, maybe more sometimes. So according to this list that I was just referencing, it's on earlyretirementdiary.com, which I've never heard of that site before, so I don't know the legitimacy of it, but they say Supergirl Legion of Superheroes number 23 is the 5th rarest cover at 4,000 print run. Again, I don't think it's the 5th rarest. It's certainly one of the most sought after, but it's sought after because people know about it and because Adam Hughes said it was his favorite cover that he's done at one point. Yeah, the Red Sonja RRP, which I don't believe is even on this list. So I'm going to stop referencing this list because it's clearly not in any way cohesive or comprehensive, rather. Which brings me back to my first point, which is where can we find this sort of information about actual rarity in these sorts of situations? So to kind of jump ahead to why I decided to do this stream is because I think I might have acquired what could very well may be one of, if not the rarest Adam Hughes cover. Now I say this because I'm just going to go off some CGC census data because that's kind of what we have to talk about stuff like this. Going back to that list that I referenced earlier that I said I wasn't going to reference again, the Star Wars Rebel Heist number 2 sketch cover. There are a total of 27 copies graded, 12 and a 9.8. The number 2 book on that list was Wonder Woman 600. It is a Adam Hughes sketch cover. There are 74 graded and 31 in a 9.8. And Geek Aficionado mentioned the Sally Forth number 8. There are 34 graded with a total of 2 9.8s. There's a lot of lower graded copies spread out between 7.5 and 8 and 9.6 for that. Because, that's not something that necessarily was taken care of as well as something like a Star Wars comic, because people didn't really care about it as much, probably, or know what it was anything. It was just a random indie book. You're going to say yes, Taki. Cool. Say yes to everything and anything. Hey, John, what's up? John says it's singular because I know I've most likely got at least one in here. Feel like we who have been hunting these books are the experts. Exactly. So we kind of like, the people who've got the boots on the ground kind of know more than someone who's writing a random article that's going by, I don't know where they're getting these numbers from. Some, number of sites I know that kind of tabulate Chromacron or whatever, that tabulate print runs. So they're going off that, but that site only has so much data, and if it gets below a certain order number, it's not there. So as I was saying, I got something this week that may be, if not the one of the rarest covers. So again, the 3 that we had mentioned earlier, Sally Forth 8, which Geek Aficionado brought up, there's 34 graded copies. Star Wars Rebel Heist 2 sketch cover, which the list that I found about the quote-unquote rarest Adam Hughes covers, there's 27 copies graded. This book that I have is the only copy on the census. And you can double check that after I show you what it is. But to give you a story about how this came to be. For those of you who don't know, I work at a comic book warehouse, and a while back, I was going through a box of unsorted stock and saw this book and said, huh, that looks like Adam Hughes. And sure enough, I saw, I believe there's a signature somewhere on it, but I looked it up and it basically almost, yeah, takes one to know him, buddy. There's like basically hardly any information on this online, but it is in fact an Adam Hughes cover. And so, hey, what's up, Daymares? I am live. So I showed it to my boss, and he's like, "Oh well, I said it's in really nice shape. I've never seen it before. I'm a bit of an Adam Hughes aficionado, so I was like, this has to be fairly rare. Like, I don't know if anyone cares about it, but so we sent it off to CGC, and we got it back a couple weeks or last week, and I was able to acquire it for my collection. So I'm going to, without further ado, going to show you what this book is and see if anyone has heard of or seen it before. But again, it is the only copy on the census. It's called A Stranger's Tale number 3. I do have some information about it. Not too much, but so this was an anthology series that came out from Vineyard Press. You saw one the other day. Well, I would go back and pick it up if you saw one. So a couple of interesting things about this book. Issue 1 and Issue 2 came out in 1997. This has a publication date of 2000, but from everything, yeah, it's a pretty cool cover. It's like very clearly like EC inspired or early Dark Horse Presents stuff. So everything I can find, specifically on, it says on Key Collector. Oh yeah, I did show you the pic ahead of time. On Key Collector, it says that it basically, like, it was never actually released, and that copies started showing up like 10 years after it was supposed to come out. And according to this blog post, or not blog post, a forum post, someone was like looking for a copy, and a responder said that, and I don't know where they got this data from, but it's basically the only information I can find out about it. It says only 4 copies have been publicly identified so far. No one knows where the rest are or what the print run really is. Classic Bub. So my question is, I guess, like, for stuff like this, how do you really find out that sort of information? I mean, the internet is supposed to be this vast place of information. If you can't find information about something, does it exist? I mean, it does. I have it in my hands, but and like I said, it's the only copy on the census. So the other comic the guy on this forum post listed that he was also looking for is a book called Scandals number 1, 1999, from Thorby Enterprises, which I could not find on the census. So does that make that the rarest? Or does that just make it that no one's grading that book, or no one's grading this book, and there's a bunch out there I'm just not aware of, and it's just a $1 book? I don't know. I would love to hear some of your thoughts about it, and if it is as cool of a thing as I thought it was. I have kind of shifted my collecting to yeah, Bub, start line one, our opening bid, you wish. Yeah, there weren't any in the census till we sent this one in. That's also true. Yeah, I mean, clearly they're both ghosts, right? As someone, again, who is an Adam Hughes fan, I had no idea this existed until I saw it and kind of just recognized it as Adam Hughes's work. But yeah, I've been kind of like shifting my collection away from, I guess, like big keys, you would call them, into just stuff that like I think is cool, because I just am getting sick of all of the, speculator baloney and all of the like price manipulation and stuff like that, and like it just makes it less fun to look for something that is well, if it was never released, how can you identify the print run? Yeah, good question. I mean, and why did they start showing up? Daymare says that's the way everyone should collect. Only get what you want. I mean, I agree. And if you want those big key books, like I have a bunch of them, they're cool. Like I'm not crapping on anyone for looking for those types of books, but when like the random variant market is just outselling, like I saw someone post that new Batman gold foil Todd McFarlane homage convention exclusive is selling for more than the actual Todd McFarlane Batman cover. I mean, I don't know. So anyway, my point is that like something like this that I don't see every day, and maybe I'm kind of like, I don't want to say spoiled, but my perspective has shifted from working at a comic warehouse and seeing books all day, every day. What's up, Biggie Shack? From seeing these books all day, every day, even stuff like, we just got in 2 copies of Avengers #1. Is that awesome? Yes. Was it cool to see? Yes. But it's not even the first 2 copies of Avengers #1 I've seen while working for this company for 3 years. I've never seen this before, period. Not to say that Avengers #1 isn't an awesome book and that I wouldn't like to own one, but it just makes it less exciting when I see them fairly frequently, like for a book like that. I don't want to say I see it frequently, but for a big, huge mega key book like that, it kind of like loses its luster. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but guess what? It's my collection, so I get to decide those sorts of things. Yeah, JP says, super cool to find something like this by an artist you love. Totally. Yeah. TJ says, I can't even find a raw copy of that. Yeah, this book like doesn't exist. Again, it does because I'm holding it, but like before I saw this, I'd never heard of it. I'd never seen it. You look on eBay, it's not there. You look at my comic shop, it's not there. You look at like anywhere, like you just can't find this book. You can barely find mention of it on the internet, never mind like find a copy to buy. And I'm not like sitting here bragging about how I got this book and how awesome it is and how like I'm better than you because I have this super rare book. I mean, okay, maybe I'm a little bit, but showing off. But that's what we like to do, right? We like to show off cool books in our collection. But more so, I want to talk, like I said off the top, I want to talk about like how we can spread awareness for books like this, because this isn't something you're necessarily going to find at a convention. But if you do happen to see it at a convention and didn't know what it was or never heard of it before, you might look right past it. Yeah, what's up, Hialeah? Brag. Yeah, I am. I know. I'm bragging. Okay, you got me. But I mean, kind of the point of my channel from the beginning was to like be informative, whether it be my artist review series or, talking about different, like I did the rarity versus scarcity videos with Reggie a while back. And so like I'm trying, and the reason why I haven't made a video in a while is honestly because like I just don't have anything to add to the conversation that anyone else isn't doing better. Thank you, Damers. He says he missed the artist review. Yeah, I mean they were fun, but they were just a lot of work. JP says it's not even listed on the Adam Hughes cover checklist on CBSI. Yeah, so I mean that brings me to my second question, and it doesn't matter. Like I'm not going to get rid of this book, but like how do you evaluate the value for something like this? Because there's no sold data. There's no necessarily interest because people don't know it exists. But like I'm willing to bet to the right person I could sell this for a lot of money, which I won't do because I'd just rather have it in my collection. But it's just a curious thing where something that has like a Venom Lethal Protector #1, which has an absurd print run, is you can 9.8s are going for I don't know how much, but for a while they're going for stupid amount of money for something that's printed so highly. But again, it's all about supply and demand. So if someone's willing to pay for something, even if it's common, it's going to be worth more than something that's rare. But again, as I was saying before, kind of just the stream of consciousness thing here. I just want to help spread awareness for stuff like this, where it's like I feel like we should be talking about books like this more often. And I know that books like this don't come up very often because we're all very knowledgeable and we all spend most of our free time just looking at comic books. So we all, like, as a collective, know almost everything. I feel like somebody has some pocket of knowledge in the community that you say like, oh, I know this person knows about this, or I know this person knows about that. And all together we form like this Voltron of knowledge for comic books. But yeah, again, like if you saw this in a dollar bin somewhere or at a convention, you might look right past it. Like I almost did. But now, hopefully, if you see one, you'll know what it is. That's about all I have to say, I guess, if anyone has any questions or comments in the chat. Yeah, there's always more to learn, for sure. And, someone who is, again, around it all week, every week, for my job, even I, like almost every day, figure out some new information about something. Damer says there are a couple of Valiant books I didn't know of that I found over the past couple of years, and that's coming from the Valiant guy. Like, I'm a big Valiant fan, but not compared to Damer's. Like, Damer's is, as far as I know, like the Valiant resource. You're very welcome, Bob. That's nice of you to say something nice. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, Biggie Shack's talking about other books that he's found that he's rare. TJ says it's on the Adam Hughes cover on the CGC registry. Maybe the person #1 with the #1 will give you a ton. Yeah, again, not looking to sell it. I mean, someone offered me like $1 million. Obviously, I'd be hard pressed to turn that down. But for $1,000, $2,000, I'd rather just hold on to it because it's a cool story. It's a cool piece of my collection. It's got a weird dragon ad on the back, which looks pretty cool. Yeah, so I mean, this is definitely like right now. I mean, I know it's new and shiny and fun, and I'm excited about it, but like it rocketed up the list of one of my favorite comics I own just because like it's so weird. So Damer says, like, and it's not something you won't find again, most likely. Yeah, I mean, if it's true that there's only 4 copies floating around out there, obviously I'm never going to find this again. If there are, between the other information he says is there could be between 1 and 5,000. I mean, even still, if there's 1,000 copies of something that people probably have been putting in dollar bins or throwing out over the years because nobody knows anything about it. The publisher, JP, is Vineyard Press, which is not even on the cover, but it's on the inside, and it's on the CGC label. It does say Adam Hughes cover, white pages too. Another weird thing that I noticed about it, it's a $350 cover price, which seems like a lot for 2000, but in Canada it was $556. They wanted every penny of that conversion, I guess. $556 Canada. So yeah, that's A Stranger's Tale number 3. Yeah, Damer says, even if there were 1,000 books published, I bet there are only a couple hundred most, and those would be pretty destroyed. Yeah, I mean, books that came out in the late 90s, early 2000s from small publishers, people didn't take very good care of because who cared? But I mean, I feel like if there were 1,000+ copies out there, Adam Hughes collectors are pretty serious, and I feel like it would be a bigger thing, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just trying to inflate the importance of this. So yeah, that's about all I got for you tonight. I hope everyone's having a great time. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. And maybe I'll see you again soon. Who knows? Is this a resurgence for the White Whale channel? Probably not. But anything can happen. My shop's loaded with 90s indies mainly because people pick the keys out. Yeah. Yeah, I could try sending Adam Hughes a message for information. I don't know that he'll get back to me, but I'm definitely going to, now that I've done this video, I'm definitely going to post it on Instagram and tag him. And I mean, maybe he'll see it and say something, but yeah, anyway, hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is finding equally cool books to add to their collection lately. And as always, I'll leave you by saying, never turn your back on the ocean. Okay, bye.